Hello, guests. Welcome to my coven. Today we're going to be talking about cards and crystals. Um, First, I always like to light an incense. Since we're doing cleansing, I like to do sage. Some people's gonna have to blow out the smoke, but I like to because I like watching it actually start. And since I'm extra, I'm going to actually use this to actually clear the air, at least in this area. Normally you're supposed to, if you're cleansing your living space, you go from corner to corner of the bedroom or living room or whatever room you're trying to cleanse. So, today I am actually doing some water in this bottle to spray everything down. Obviously, it can just be a light mist, it doesn't have to be heavy. So I turned it to a lighter mist instead of a heavier mist. Sometimes I use this on my cat when she's naughty. So today, you also have to be careful of selenite and other crystals that do not appreciate water. So you might have to look that up. But for now, I'm just going to spray everything down. I'm being careful of my incense here. But you should cleanse your crystals once in a while. I don't do it nearly enough. I'm not going to lie. But also, it helps that you can also use smoke to cleanse crystals, and usually smoke is safe for almost all of them. There are a few crystals that I have that the smoke isn't safe for them. I believe some of that would be the calcite. I would have to double check that. But no, to create moon water, you just put out some water, let the moon hit the water overnight, and then you can spray your tools, and that will cleanse them. To charge your crystals, you also need to put them in moonlight. So I have laid everything out, all my tools that need recharged into this area so I can cleanse them and recharge them. I usually keep everything in little baggies because I am very disorganized. Actually, I have some of my first pieces of selenite here. I have used them so much that it is actually broken into 3 pieces. Some of my favorite crystals are actually selenite and black tourmaline. Black tourmaline for protection. Actually, to talk about some of my crystals, a good start for witchy purposes is to have a pendulum. So I have my black tourmaline pendulum, for example. Apparently it is happy to be here because it is saying yes. Obviously, for pendulums, I just get whatever I am drawn to. Pretty much same with crystals, honestly, like any type of crystal. But I like feeling the connection of the crystal, and obviously reading its kind of purpose, because all of them have different meanings, all of them have different things they do. And obviously there are some crystals that you can use to amplify your readings for card reading. I mean, I have some books that actually kind of explain which crystals go best with readings for your decks. I can bring that out at a different time to kind of help explain readings. Um, but I kind of want this to be like a how-to channel, and if people want to have readings done by me, I will gladly do some readings. And obviously, I feel like you can never stop learning whenever you're a witch. So like, I know I'm definitely still learning how to do everything. And so honestly, any recommendations for readings that you want me to do, if anybody wants a personal reading, or if anybody has questions, I'll try to answer to the best of my ability. And obviously, we can also learn together. Like, I just started reading a book on how to read tea leaves, and I just started that, but it's very interesting, even just the first couple pages, because it talks about the history of it and kind of the forming of the book. So I thought that was really interesting. But I also have different ways to read. I guess kind of whatever connection you feel is right. But I do have a lot of tarot. I have regular tarot. I said regular tarot, but I have tarot. It all comes kind of different. Like some cards have different drawings for them, so that means they have slightly different meanings. But I don't know. I think the closest I have to a traditional tarot deck would be this one with the gold foil. I would say it's this one and maybe this one. No, even that one's slightly different. So I think the most traditional deck I have is that foil one. I don't typically go for traditional. Not that I don't find them fascinating, but for some reason I just don't feel as connected to them. And I don't know if it's just because I'm like, ooh, color with everything else, but I guess it doesn't help with the fact that I'm artistic, that I really like to look at the art. I am, for all intents and purposes, unfortunately, kind of vain. But obviously, they all do have, all decks that are tarot have the traditional cups, coins, or pentagrams. I should say pentacles exactly. And then obviously there's also wands and swords. And of course there's the major and minor arcana, but I don't have to get into those right now. Some decks, like this one, obviously does not come with a box, so I had to buy one. It's just kind of nice to have the boxes because then you have something to contain their energy. And for example, I have my one oracle, which is wolves, which is very Odin centered. And then I have my runes. This is just one of them. and they're very low-key centered. So they do not get along, so I have to keep them separate. Even if that means just having the deck closed inside of its case. But I do have tarot, and like I said, I have the oracle decks. We can go over oracle decks, and I also have the runes. And I also have this, which I am not sure how to say, but it almost reminds me of regular playing cards. But the art is very interesting on these. And I am still learning how to use these, but I do really like the art on them. And you can apparently learn how to do readings with regular playing cards, but I have not tried that yet. And then I also have two other decks, which aren't really for um, readings, but I have a palm reading kit that I need to learn how to do. And then I also have this little box of spells, and some of them I have used before. And actually, I think this is one of the ones I've used. But no, it's like, I think part of the reason I have so many decks is I have a lot of deities. And they all want to have their own individual systems of telling me how to do things. So I have that, and I think that's also why I have different kinds of pendulums. But any questions on how, like, what kind of different pendulums there are, like what kind I have, we can do a separate thing on there. I also have someone else's crystals that I get to use them that I'm cleansing here as well. Okay. But I'm a sucker for the little stars crystals and the moons, which is like, I kind of have to be because, celestial, and witches have read the stars and whatnot for a very long time. Obviously, I do not have a lot of certain crystals. Like, I have opalite, which you can use in placement of actual opal because it is a cheaper option. But I think if you put your intentions into it, it still works the same. And I am all for being thrifty. Oh no. I thought there would be more in this one. I was not. But I am also a warrior ward, so I also have multiples of the same thing, especially pendulums, because ever since losing the one I had, my first one I ever had the first time, I was like, again. So I have multiple amethysts. It's really hard for me to find my black tourmaline one though. They originally had them at Five Below for like $5. And I really like their selection of them, and that's where I got some of mine from. Obviously, I'm not here to promote or get money from Five Below, though I do love Five Below. Obviously, there were different kinds of crystals, like even especially like rough or tumbled. I don't really have a preference per se, though I am in love with the little tiny. because they're so small. Um, Typically they're actually beads, but I don't use them for beads usually. My other tool I have here is my knife for ceremonial work. I just use a regular old knife, but I also have one made of selenite, which I got from a Ren fair from this woman who actually got it and shaped it herself. Like she used, I believe, a water method to shape it, which I found really interesting. And 100% I love that she made it. And let's see. Don't know what else. Oh, yes, I also have these other kinds of runes. There are two different kinds. I can't remember what the different kinds are called right off the top of my head, but I can also figure that out. And then after this, I was going to do a reading, especially now that everything's clean, but I also am fine with leaving it out for now. I'm not sure if this one can get wet. I don't remember what it is, so I'm just gonna do a smoke cleanse. And I also have to clean my selenite with the smoke. And I don't know if you can tell the difference, but these are two pieces of selenite. This is the one I have used, and it's a little bit more discolored than clear white. But I can tell that that's the one I use a lot. But selenite comes in a whole bunch of different forms. But we use it for a lot. Like we use it for, some people use it for wands. A lot of stores actually market it as wands. But even I've had this one for a while too, and it's also kind of yellowed for some reason. You know, I had one as a pendulum that I used for a necklace, and it absorbs so much negative energy, like it bounced it. You know, it's a protective crystal, so it cleanses as you go, and it is pretty much now dead. And for I don't have the heart to bury it, but with dead crystals, you're supposed to bury them. He is even saying yes to that. Okay. Um, for cards, whether I'm doing a reading for other people or for myself, I figure out which one I'm drawn to first, and then I go from there. But I do have the Oracle deck, which I do still need to go over and show you. This one is a little more adult oriented because there is some nudity, so I'm gonna choose one that does not have any. But like So these obviously have the numbers below. That's just the correlate to page number for the book usually. Um, for tarot, the numbers actually have meanings beyond that. So like for that one, there's that. It is this Oracle deck, which I really like because it's just very pretty. And it's very straightforward. Like it just gives a one or two sentence response, and it's more straightforward than the other Oracle deck. The other Oracle deck is more dense in its meaning per card. Okay. I'm not sure which one I want to read from yet. There are some that I have bought and I haven't opened yet, and I'm waiting for the right time. um, let's see. Okay, I think this one. This deck actually has Aphrodite, which is good because I want to, after this first episode, to start doing little positive affirmations because I actually have like a little self love kind of booklet. So I'll actually just pull the one from the top and do that first and see maybe Aphrodite has some more valuable information on this. This one is I am valued and matter. And that's a really good reminder for everyone. For now, I'll put that one aside. I know some people shuffle the cards like, they split it and like I said, I am very vain and I don't want to damage my cards like that. So I always just do the easy shuffle. And honestly, it doesn't matter how you shuffle as long as you do shuffle them and listen to your intuition about when you can pull from the deck. Usually, I don't actually need that many. I have to look into the significance and whatnot, but usually I do like fives. That's just usually how it works, unless I'm using like an actual card layout. As there are card layouts you can do. I just don't like being restricted by that. But if somebody wanted a reading like that, or like if I had something that I need to specifically do, I would obviously use one. So like the person who is still teaching me witchy things, we call her High Priestess. That is her label, and she doesn't flaunt it. I feel like we're a non-traditional coven in regards to like roles and stuff, but hierarchy-wise, it's mostly because she knows more, and she has been doing it a lot longer. But tarot decks, I have been doing like readings. I have been doing for like 2 years now, I believe. So I actually started off with the pendulum. The pendulum was actually a gift, the one I lost, unfortunately. So I started off with the pendulum, And then a deck of cards. This was my first deck, the one with the cups that I showed you earlier. And then it kind of just grew from there. I have a feeling it's not all of these. I told you, they're usually always 5. 1, 2, 3. And I did not think this through because some of my decks do not have books accompanying them. But for now, it's an 8 of Cups, a reverse 3 of Cups, a reverse 2 of Cups, 4 of Swords, and 10 of Swords. But usually the deck accompanying them, for example, Midnight Magic has the meanings for each card in them. So for now, even though this is tailored to this, I'll use this for now. Unfortunately, I do not have the meanings memorized. But, like for example, here is a card layout. It's called the Celtic Cross Spread. So for now, okay. So 8 of Cups is essentially, I'm assuming this one's for me. Because sometimes my cards like to be a little mean to me, but they're nicer to other people. And this one is saying that something is changing, and it might be a little bit hard to reach that change. This book uses departure as the thing that's leaving. So that a departure is happening. And the 3 of Cups. Okay, this is further confirming that something new is coming. Okay. This one, very Aphrodite-like, is asking to give attention to mental and physical health. And that it's okay to find happiness and solidarity. In other words, I'm going to go as far as saying self-love rather than finding it from other people. Then 2 of Cups. Okay, and then this is a connection of 2 people. This one also mentions self-love and focusing on self-love to have less doubt in other people. And this is a good point. Loving others without loving yourself will knock your inner harmony out of sync. Because it is hard to love other people and yourself unless you start with loving yourself, in my opinion. The next is that 4 of Swords. Okay, this one says focus on rest. That rest is the strong and steady structure to gain energy and create movement. That's true. Meditation is also good. Okay, and then 10 of Wands. Well, this one's saying my burnout is going to go away, which would be amazing because I have been burnt out for months. So in this book, it's talking about the change in color is even seen, or in regards to change, and it's very interesting. Oh, it even says delay your readings for a short time and this card presents itself. Okay, and it says that I'm close to my goal, which is also very reassuring. So it started out sassy, ended reassuring. I mean, I feel like Aphrodite would scold me on self-love. Um, I would not take from other books, like other readings or other decks until you have gotten comfortable with other decks first. Honestly, there is a site that I normally use for readings that I don't have decks for. And unfortunately, um, even ones that I bought from stores don't always have um, the books with them. And a lot of Oracle decks, I feel like with Oracle decks, it's a half, whether they have a book or not, because some of the cards just explain all of it. But that is my reading. Any questions, comments, um, or anything else, we can cover in coming videos. So I'll see you, and I hope that you can see some magic in your daily life, even if it's not this type of magic. So I'll see you all later.